Hi my lovely people, welcome back to the channel. In today's video I'll be showing you how to make this lovely wide leg palazzo pants, and you can style it whatever way you can. The first thing you do is to get a basic pant pattern. Now you start with your start line where your waistline would be, then your hip line and your crotch line. After getting those lines, the next thing to do is to get your waist measurement divided by 4, and then you input that measurement on your pattern or directly on your fabric. After doing that, you add 1 inch seam allowance. You can add 2 inches, you can add 1.5, depends on you. Then you divide that measurement that you have on your waistline by 2 to get the midpoint, so you'll be able to mark your dart leg. After getting the midpoint, you go 1/2 inch on both sides, the way you normally mark for any dart you'll be working with. Now after doing that, you go down by 4 inches. You go down by 4 inches and then you rule a straight line downwards and connect your dart leg the way you would normally connect any dart leg, any dart you're working with. Now you go down to your hip measurement and you input your hip measurement divided by 4, and then you add your seam allowance. Then for the crouch line, you measure your thigh or the person's thigh, divide it by 2, not by 4. You divide it by 2 and then you add your seam allowance. Here I added 2 inches seam allowance. On the hip line I added just 1 inch. You can add more. When it comes to seam allowance, you do whatever is convenient for you or whatever you deem fit. After doing all of that, you connect the lines together just the way you see me do on your screen. Now we're done with that part. From that waistline, you go up by 1/2 inch. You go up by 1/2 inch and you connect with a curved line to the center of your dart leg. If you don't understand what I'm saying, just look at what I'm doing. That 1/2 inch you went up by, you connect it with a curved line to that your dart point. This particular pattern, this particular method, I actually got it from a mentor, Kim Dave Designs. You can check her out, she's really good. Now I'm just measuring to see that I have my correct measurement, and I do. If you don't, add necessary measurements where you need to add it. Now on the hem side on the hem part of the trouser, you measure 8 inches or 10 inches, depends on you, but I think 8 inches is just fine. Then from the top, or from the waistline rather, you measure your knee line, where your knee is. Knee is from 18 to 22 inches, depends on the height of the person you're making it for. So you just mark out your knee measurement and then you rule a straight line across the dotted points, so you get your knee line. Now we have our knee line. The next thing we want to do here is to connect from that crouch area down to the hem line. Sorry, my camera, I couldn't place it properly, but you get what I'm doing and you see me pull it up now. So guys, you connect that line. What I'm doing is to just cross check and see that my knee measurement is intact and there is no it's not tight. Now this other way I wanted to do initially, I decided to leave it and not cut it out so you'd see it. It's another way to make a palazzo pants. Now what I'm doing is from the midpoint of the dart, I'm ruling a straight line downwards and I will slash it into 2 and just do the slash and spread method. But I ended up not doing this, so you see what I did later on. Here I'm just adding 1/2 inch allowance to my pattern all around, even to the front part. Because I didn't leave any allowance, I had to tape an extra paper to that front part and add my 1/2 inch allowance. You can decide to add more it depends on you and what you want to do. Now, see what I was telling you that I wanted to do initially, but because this way I wouldn't have enough volume the way I wanted it to be. If you just want a moderate palazzo pants, then this method is the best. But if you want it so full like mine was, then you do the other method that I did. So here you just slash. I just wanted you to see how you would do it. You slash in between, that's your dot line, and then you put a new pattern paper underneath, and then you spread as much as you want it to be, as much as you want the pants to be big or to be full. Just do as much as your paper can carry. So like I said earlier, I didn't end up making it that way, so I ended up with another way. Now let's mark bit from your waistline to your hip line. You divide it by 2. The essence of doing this is so we can get our back pattern. Now I know if you've not seen this method before, it will be strange to you, but just watch what I'm doing, follow it, or watch to the end and see if it's a method you like to adopt. It's a really cool method if you ask me. Now after dividing that part into 2, that is the measurement from my waist to my hip is 9 inches, and I measured 4.5 inches. That's just the big grammar there. So after doing that, I went ahead to tape that first line I cut out because I don't need it, and then this part I'm slashing it open. When you slash it open like this, it will give room to your butt for the back pattern. Now, because of people that don't understand the other method, this method is really cool. Now you slash that part open by 2 inches or more, depends on the back side of the person you're working with. If the person has a really huge bum, you can go as low as 2.5, and if the person does not have at all, you can do 1.5 inches. So depends on the person you're working for. Now after doing that, you lay your pattern above this one. Now for those people using like the brown paper and everything, you can do it the reverse way. Like instead of doing it under the paper, you can put the other one on top. I don't know if I'm making sense, but I hope I am. And then you just trace out what you have underneath. Then here you go down by 0.5 inches, and then you go outwards by 1 inch. You can decide to make it 1.5 inch. Like I always say, depends on the size of the person you're working with. Now I'm just on the average side, and that is why I'm using 1 inch. So you know the drill. I'm just connecting that crouch line to the new crouch line that we have, and then I'll continue following the pattern I have underneath. Remember, the front pattern is under this back pattern, so you can put it on top and trace if you don't have a white tracing paper. So it's all fine as long as you get the same shape, no problem. I'm just connecting all the lines, ruling out the dots and every other thing. If you've not subscribed, please subscribe to my channel. Turn on your post notification bell so that you get notified whenever I post any new video on this channel. Do like this video, if you give it a thumbs up if you like it, and share with your friends you don't know who might need it, especially because this is a new pants method. So I just taped down that slash that I did initially to get the back pattern because we don't need it anymore. So now you can see that the front and the back pattern of a basic pants is ready. Now you see it gave us the same result. Look at the back part, the difference. If you do it the other method, it will still give you this exact same result. So you can see you can adopt either method. They are both good and they will both give you the same result, and they are both, you know, very, very nice. So the next thing to do now is to do the main palazzo that we are here for. I know we'll all be waiting anxiously. let her get to the palazzo detail, and here we have it. So what I'm just going to do is to slash my pattern, my pant pattern, with 4 lines. You can do as much as you want to, depends on the fullness that you want. You can do 2, you can do 3. Initially I wanted to even do 1, but because I wanted so much volume, I did 4. So I divided my pattern into 4, and then I just slashed it open and then spread. Now guys, you see I'm slashing it open, so we have 4, and I'll label 1, 2, 3, and 4, so that I would not, in case they even pull out at any point, I would be able to piece them back together. Now you see me taping it to a fresh pattern paper. Yes guys, if you're going to do this, you'll be using a lot of pattern paper because you're doing the slash and spread method. I'm doing it up to the hem of the pants. I just slash and spread by 2 inches each, and then I'm connecting the down part with sort of like a curved line, a curved hem, because I don't want that sharp edge. It wouldn't look really good or flattering on anybody. So I just did sort of like a curved hem, and then I cut it out, and we have our front palazzo pants block. Yes, this is just a pattern or a block that you place on your fabric and cut, and this pattern you can store it for future purposes. Now I'm just drawing out my pocket bag. I just want to draw out my pocket bag. Now I did the pocket bag above, exactly on my hip line, because I didn't want it to get to my thighs, so it wouldn't be inconvenient for me. So I just went down by 5 inches for the pocket opening, and I connected it to the middle of that dart. Just keep looking at the screen, you'd see what I'm doing, and you'd understand better than my explanation. Now I'm going up by half an inch and doing the same thing, because I want seam allowance for this um pocket bag, because I'll be tracing out the pocket bag later on. Now you don't have to do it this way. You can just do your pockets the way you usually do it, the way you know how to do it. So as long as it works for you, you're good. So I'm adding my seam allowance, and then I'm folding in my dart so I can get my waistband. If you want a detailed tutorial on how I made this waistband, I would have the video of a detailed tutorial that I made for waistband on my channel, so you'd see how I achieved this. Trust me, this is the best waistband you ever make for any project that you're working on. If you usually do the squared waistband, try this and thank me later. I'm waiting in the comment section. Now you see how it fits like a glove, like it just fits so perfectly. Now after doing this, you can see we have the front pattern already with our waistband and also the pocket bag. Now like I said earlier, you must not do exactly this pocket bag that I did. So let's move on to the back pattern. Now this back pattern, we'll do it the same way we did the front. We slash into 4. You can do it into 3, you can do it into 2, 5, 6, whatever volume you want on the pants. It cannot be overly emphasized. So here I'm just spacing it out and taping down. Put tapes where I need to put tapes, because boy, you would need a whole lot of tape for this. So guys, after doing that, I just cut it out, and we have our back pattern all set. Now you can see the slashed lines. If you want to slash it even more, yeah, feel free. Like I said, depends on the volume you want, and also depends on your fabric. Now for this, I used 3 meters of crepe fabric, and crepe is by 60, so you'd see the fullness of this pants. I just place both patterns on my fabric to cut it out. And like I said earlier, 3 meters of crepe, Korean crepe fabric is what I used here. And this is my waistband for the front and the back. Remember to label it appropriately so you'll be able to store and know what it is. Now we'll go to the sewing. Here I've already sewn in my darts for both the front and the back, and I also pieced the center front and the center back together. So the next thing to do, okay, you can see all of the first details I showed you. The next thing to do is to fix your pocket. Now fix your pocket the way you'd normally fix it, or you can adopt this method as well. I'm just marking the back part because trust me, this fabric can be confusing and I cannot stress myself on knowing the front and the back. So now you can see the way I'm placing the two the pocket bag facing and the pocket bag itself, the way I'm placing them together on each other. Now the other side that has a cut, you place it on the pants pattern. Okay guys, if you want me to do a detailed tutorial on how to make this kind of pocket, on how to fix this kind of pocket, let me know in the comment section and I'll sure to do a video for you guys. You know I got you. Now after sewing that, I'm going to notch so that I would ease the tension on that part. So you can see me notching, and then I'm just fixing the facing of the pocket. If you've not subscribed at this point, I don't know what you're waiting for. Please subscribe to my channel. It will not cost you anything, and it's just free. Click that red subscription button that you see underneath this video and you are subscribed. Press the bell icon and your notification is turned on so that whenever I post any new video, you'll be one of the first people to go and check it out. Now if you like this video, give it a thumbs up so that YouTube will recommend my video to you and to other people like you. So I'm just tacking the pocket in place, making sure everything stays as it ought to be. So guys, you do the same thing for the second um pocket side. Of course, whatever you do on one side, you do on the other side. So you just do the same thing for the second pocket and you're done with the pockets. You can see how nice and neat they look, and I went ahead to overlock the edges. If you don't have an overlocker, well, you can use a zigzag stitch. Here I'm joining the front and the back part of this pants together. After joining the sides, I joined the sides first before going ahead to join the crouch line. So I've joined the two sides together. Here I am matching the crouch together, the crouch of the front and the crouch of the back piece. I'm matching them together and holding it with a safety pin. Now for this particular fabric, you need a lot of pins as well as you need sellotape because it moves a lot, it's shaky, and yeah, it's the finished look. Let me know if you love this. Bye bye.